This is a very important story that breaks open a larger story here that is just a global scandal here between JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank, and really none of your mainstream's going to be talking about this at all because all the big dogs out there that have connections to these people at these banks, they keep this stuff swept under the rug. There's going to be no talk about this Thomas Bowers on CNN or ABC about him taking his life, but yet something's happening. This year, all of a sudden, we have seen DB Bank and JP Morgan Chase have members go down hard for manipulating markets and a bunch of other stuff. They started to get investigated left and right. They were getting pulled into court. Then people started dying. We had these bankers that were hanging themselves. And it starts to get very suspect because it's almost like an earmark of something saying, look here. It's not normal, in my opinion, for this many people in this category to all just choose hanging. It's just mighty suspect. It almost seems like a call sign, like, hey, guess who was here? Okay? Just like all the other suspect hangings that we've seen here lately. And I'm talking from rock stars to Epstein, everything else. And what they want to say. I'm not buying it. So if you're not buying that Epstein, did that and everything else, look deeper into all these situations. I'm telling you, you can tell me the last 5 bankers that died all hung themselves. They were all connected to this top tier. And this guy, it wasn't like they were breathing down his neck and coming after him. And even the guy that died in January, he said he was anxious that investigators were looking into different parts of his bank, but they weren't like hot on his trail. And to me, it wasn't enough to want to kill yourself in that position. And I'm thinking the same thing here with this guy, Thomas Bowers. You know what's crazy? Is one of the people connected to this at the bottom says, I knew the guy. This is crazy. Like, this should have never happened. Like, he wouldn't be that type of individual to do this. Just like Chester Bennington's family said he was happy, everything was fine, and not sure why he hung himself. Stuff like that. Mighty crazy here. Mighty crazy situation here. As this key witness or person connected said that if anyone knew where the bodies were, so to speak, Thomas Bowers knew. Something's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Mafia style, large scale, global. Right in front of our faces. And if they're buddies with the mainstream medias, Rupert Murdoch's, everyone else, and this is all kept within their big club, well, this is how they do. And I still can't help but start to see that this whole hanging thing is like an earmark, like a sign, like we were here. Because in all reality, there are very few that really take themselves out by hanging. Yeah, maybe some in a jail cell here and there when they have no other option. That's kind of how they tried to pawn it off on with the Epstein thing, but he didn't have a bunk to do it from and all these other factors. He leaned forward, crouching. Get out of here, man. What about the guy that came on Fox News that said that his whole throat was crushed? Homicidal crushing of the throat. What about that guy? Everybody's just going to ignore him? He's professional. He says it and it's just gone. Now they want to hang out to dry these two guards for the whole Epstein thing. Give me a break. You tell me not a single supervisor is going to get called up and punished for this over the video stuff, and all of it? Not even mentioned? Not even names thrown out there? This thing reeks to high heaven. But like I said, it's almost like a gang leaving their tag sign. You understand what I'm trying to say here with these hangings? There also may be a little something else in the style in which they've been done. How the knots were tied. Anything else like that? Maybe if we look a little further into detail, you never know what you may find. It's been Dabu 7. Eyes open.